Thank you for coming out tonight. So it's been a tough year for the water level of the lake, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. You know, it's been high when we wanted it low, it's been low when we wanted it high. At one point this past summer, some people were so pissed at how shallow it was, they even suggested manually filling it with hoses. Now this is a great idea. I also think the next time we have a cloudy day, we should get all of our light bulbs together and just throw them up into the sky. So there's a lot of theories out there about why we've had so many problems with the water this year. But from what I heard, what actually happened was, so last summer, or actually last summer's solstice, Essling Lake was having its annual Satanic Festival. But as it turns out, you know, one guy was wearing the wrong colored robes. Another guy fucked up the chant, somebody dropped Thor's hammer. You know, next thing you know, there's a drought, kids are throwing up, boats are running aground, beavers stopped lactating, it was a mess. So I realize that some people might look at Indian Lake and our clubhouse and its traditions and think that we're a little bit old-fashioned. But we really are up with the times. Like, for instance, you can no longer get a draft beer at our bar. However, you can get a gluten-free kale ale spiked seltzer in 42 different flavors. And some people might think we're old-fashioned because the name of our monthly newsletter is the Indian Lake Crier, or because it's delivered each month in black and white to these things called mailboxes. But we also have, you know, a modern website, you know, several Facebook pages, and a Tinder account if we want to see other lakes. Ones that actually have water in them. And some people might think we're old-fashioned because in the Indian Lake Crier, we have a list of babysitters, only we don't call them babysitters, we call them papoose squatters. And this is just fucking weird. I mean, like, when you hear the term papoose squatter, your first thought isn't typically top-notch, next-level childcare. It honestly sounds more like another name for the raccoons that raid my trash every night. No, but we're very active on Facebook. You know, people are always posting things about, you know, people driving too fast or missing dogs or, you know, defense strategies against Aitchison 1 reps or Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, everybody's always trying to help each other out, you know, which is cool. I even saw a post the other day, somebody put on there, looking for a disco ball. This was at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. But literally within 2 minutes, someone's like, oh, I got one, PM me. For real though, like, was there a 70s party that I wasn't invited to? I mean, like, I saw the post looking for hairspray and Coke for the 80s party I went to a few months back, but if I missed the 70s party, I'm gonna be pissed. So the town of Denville also has a community Facebook page, but this one's kind of boring. It's basically just hating on Acme, recommendations, and recommendations for hating on Acme. Because Acme sucks. I was in there today, and my wife asked me to get basil, and I asked the woman in the produce section, and she handed me a pesto plant. No, but like sometimes, like on the community Facebook page, though, the greatest thing is when people, you know, just lose their fucking mind. It's so entertaining just watching people just unravel over the most minute bullshit. You know, like watching some guy like lose his shit because there wasn't enough Nutella on the end of his banana from Pliables. Getting through like an entire week of work. So it's been kind of a milestone year for me. I celebrated my 10-year wedding anniversary a couple months ago. Thank you. And a week from tonight, I'm going to be turning 40, which is kind of crazy. But if I'm living here at 40, though, obviously I've done something right. So we've been here 7 years now. We live on West Shore. For those of you familiar with the roads, live on the corner of Franklin and Lactating Beaver Pass. It's next street over from Rotting Sunny Way. We have a really nice front yard. There's a lot of great clubs at Indian Lake, but my favorite one, and definitely the hardest one to get into, is the Goose Chaser Club. So what this is for years Indian Lake has had problems with geese pooping all over the lawn. But this year we came up with our greatest idea yet. We actually recruited, I'm serious about this, we recruited a team of 10 dogs, kind of like a Canine SEAL Team 6. And we unleashed these dogs at random times to terrorize and traumatize the geese to the point where they don't come back. And it's been working great. But I do have some questions about the program. Is there a Goose Chaser Academy that the dogs have to go through? And how do they know to get unleashed? Is there a goose bat signal they need to be looking out for? And do they ever identify, false positives, like children? And what's the background check like? How intense is it? Is it something like the Kavanaugh hearings? Where were you 5 dog years ago? No, but it's confusing though, because every dog I've ever met, I don't know how this program works, every dog I've ever met at Indian Lake has been so friendly and just had the most ridiculously cute name. So when the geese look up and all they see are Sergeant Sniffer and Captain Cuddles bearing down on them, how much fear is there really? They probably just want to snuggle and watch reruns of Paw Patrol together. But there's so many great events all throughout the year at Indian Lake as well. My favorite one this year they went to at the clubhouse was the Beer Olympics last January. I don't know if any of you guys went to it. This is organized by Frank O'Leary, who's a local Indian legend lake. He's also the founder of the Goose Chaser Club, by the way. But this was a great event, though. It was kind of like a blackout decathlon. But it's dangerous though too, because you had drunk people playing darts for the first time. Only they put the dartboard right next to the door where people were walking in. So there were some injuries. But they're actually using this as a marketing tool for this year. You get free LASIK and acupuncture with any ticket sale. So a couple weeks ago, we also went to the annual Indian Lake Trunk or Treat, which was also another great event. For those of you who aren't familiar with what a trunk or treat is, a bunch of cars get together in a parking lot, and kids go around from car to car to get candy. Now, our event is great, but I've always found that trunk or treats are just kind of a strange concept in general. It's all year round, we tell our kids not to take candy from strangers in cars, but if the man is dressed like Darth Vader, it's cool. Even as they approach the car and say trunk or treat, it doesn't really seem like two very safe options. The person saying hey stranger, you can either give me some candy or I'll probably fit nicely in the back of that hatchback right there. So in a couple of weeks we have the annual Men's Club Christmas tree sale coming up, which I'm excited for. This is always a great event. This is probably also the only time you'll hear someone say, yeah, you bring the beer, I'll bring the chainsaw without a felony being involved. But these guys are dedicated though, these got the Men's Club, they'll stay there until the last tree is sold, their wives will call and be like, yeah, there's still one branch left and there's only 35 of us here. No, we're not just sitting around here watching football, drinking beer out of the fire. We're working on this branch situation. Captain Cuddles, yeah, he's here. He had some hot dogs. He's good. He had dinner. Sergeant Sniffer went home, yeah. I'll be home come Tuesday. Yeah, okay. All right. Yep. No, but the women at Indian Lake are no better with their book clubs. My wife goes to one every month, and it's similar to the tree sale in that any selling of trees or discussion of books is purely coincidental. Like instead of trees, they have books. Instead of beer and chainsaws, they have wine and cheese. Instead of getting away from their spouses for the night and getting wasted, they're getting away from their spouses for the night and getting wasted. But if things ever get out of hand, though, it's under control. Captain Cuddles and Sergeant Sniffer are on the case. All right, guys, that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of the night.